Hi, my name is Patrick, and I'm so thankful to have this opportunity to share with you some ideas that have changed my life. And they're not original ideas. I've learned them from many great teachers in probably 30 years of searching to try and understand how it is that we could continually be searching for happiness and never seeming to find it, and where the answers are. Reminds me of a joke. There's a man walking down the street, and he comes across a guy looking very intently for something that he obviously lost under a street light at night. And he asks the man, well, what is he looking for? He says, well, I lost my keys, my car keys. He said, well, let me help you look. So he starts looking all over the place, and after a while, he asks, they don't seem to be anywhere around here. Where do you think you lost him, or where's the last time you saw him? So, well, I'm pretty sure I lost him in my car, but the light is so much better out here. And that's a really dumb joke, but the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because what the man was doing was looking obviously in the wrong place. And that's the message that I wanted to share with you today, is that we have become so conditioned as human beings, and especially in our society, to look for answers outside of us, thinking that somehow, some way, that just around the corner our life situation will be set up in such a way that we'll finally feel complete contentment and happiness. And I just about feel like putting a disclaimer on this video right now, that if you're still looking for the perfect situation in your life that will make you completely fulfilled and happy, then shut off this video and don't listen to it. Because if you're locked into just believing that, then this will either make you angry, upset, or very sad or depressed. But it's actually the best news that I've ever discovered. And that is simply that there's nothing in the world that can completely make you happy and feel free and content and peaceful, because this world is temporary. You can have the perfect job and it's going to end. You can have the perfect house, the relationship, the health that you've always wanted, or whatever outer form you believe that will make you content and happy, but it's going to end. Or you're going to think about how it could be better if it was a little bit different, or you will have fear that this can't last forever. And the truth is that it doesn't last forever. What we come across when we look real closely into the nature of reality is that this is a temporal world. The world of form does not have the answers that we're looking for. Now, it is important to understand that the message I'm sharing has nothing to do with doing without, with not having a nice home and good relationships and health and wealth, or whatever it is that you want to create or have in form. It's just completely irrelevant. You can be wealthy and have a beautiful home and great relationships and be miserable, or you can be completely happy with none of that. They're completely irrelevant. So this message is readily available only to someone who has been on some kind of search, or realized in some way that the answers do not come from finding things in this world. Not that you cannot have incredible joy. My life is very filled with the outer thing. I'm married. I have 4 kids. I have a beautiful home. I've had money and I've had no money, and I've had incredible vacations, and it has nothing to do with what is or is not in your life. It's about realizing that the answers that we're looking for the deep feeling of peace and happiness and contentment, come from the formlessness. And you may, if you've listened to any of my talks, you've probably heard me use this analogy before, but it's as if life and everything, the infinite vastness of the universe, was like an ocean. And what we believe we are as individuals are waves on the ocean. And when we first came into the world as children and infants and children, we had no concept of a personal identity. The idea that we were separate did not exist. We lived in a state of peace and contentment that is natural for being in what you might call wave consciousness. Ocean consciousness. And as we grew older, we developed identities and formed the belief that who we are is the wave. And our whole journey for happiness and peace has been to reclaim or to return back to our awareness of ourself as the ocean, as an infinite being of consciousness. And that's really what we're looking for. Now, it's incredibly good news, but it only is good news if we're willing to give up our search for answers from wave consciousness. If we believe that the answers are going to come in some form, then we'll continue to search, and we'll continue to be, bashed against the rocks or the cliffs, and we'll never find the peace and contentment that we longed for. So this communication, as humble I believe as it is with my imperfect delivery, is my attempt to point you in the direction that I've discovered, and it is very, very challenging and incredibly takes a lot of bravery and courage to actually stop looking for answers. Stop looking under the lamppost for your keys when your keys aren't there, because we become so conditioned in this world to think that somehow the answers must come in more outer freedom or money or relationships or health or any number of things that we've been searching for. We become so conditioned. We've actually done this. We've had our hands up for so long looking in one direction that when someone comes along and says that there's a wider view, our hands are just about cramped, stuck in this position. Someone comes along and pulls our hands away, it scares us. It's actually scary to stop what we've been doing for so long and to open our awareness to the possibilities that what we're really looking for is not where we thought it was. And I don't know who's listening to this and what adventures and challenges that you've been on, but I do know this: no matter what you think is going on in your life, the answers are not going to come in some outer form. Now, there are incredible things that happen when you do focus on the formless consciousness in which everything exists. Things happen in the outer world that you might say are miraculous. Healings and financial and job corrections happen, and everything seems to work out okay, but it generally is more powerful and more easily realizable that the answers do not come in the shape and form that we think. They come in the message that our answers are in the formlessness, the energy, the essence that's beyond them. So what I would ask you to do is take a look at that and see if that's not true. See if it's maybe possible that our whole lives we've been searching for answers outside of us, and maybe that's not where the answers come from. Maybe it is realizing the truth of our nature. The ocean consciousness is really our return to our natural state, the state of our oneness. And as we focus more on the formless, the essence and the true nature of who we are, and start in any way that we can to give up our attachment on the form, then we start to begin to see that that's where all the answers come from. So if there's anything in this message that's been helpful, then take it, and if not, then just let it go. And I wish you the peace and happiness that comes from looking beyond form. Thanks.